It was during the summer when I decided to take a trip to Mexico to visit my family. I was about to join the Marine Corps, so my mother wanted me to go see my extended family before I left. At the time, I was with my girlfriend, who would later become my wife, and I didn't want to leave her alone, so I bought her a ticket so she could come along with me. Everyone around my grandmother's house was curious, and a lot of our extended family came by to meet my girlfriend. After greeting everyone, we all started to talk about what had been going on lately. My girlfriend was sitting next to me, having me translate parts of the conversation. An aunt who knew I was into the paranormal brought up the subject of La Llorona, the wailing woman. My mom quickly told my aunt to be quiet, but I was really interested in hearing her story. She proceeded to tell us about how whenever she would sleep over at my grandmother's house, at which we were currently at, if she stayed up late enough, she would be able to hear crying the wails of La Llorona. My mom rolled her eyes and jokingly nudged my aunt, and the topic died from there since one of my other aunts changed the subject. Seeing how serious everyone had gotten for a brief moment, my girlfriend asked what they were talking about. I told her the myth of the wailing woman and how she was destined to walk along all the rivers of Mexico looking for her deceased children. That night, my parents decided that my girlfriend and I should stay at our old house where I grew up. The house was currently being worked on, so the bedrooms had no doors or working lights. The only doors the house had were the ones that led outside. They were fairly new, but they were your standard metal flimsy doors that a kick or punch would make rattle throughout the house. Inside, we had to use a candle and a flashlight as our light source. I remember we even used a bed sheet as a temporary door to give our room a little bit more privacy, even though it was only us staying there. My girlfriend and I stayed up a little while talking, and eventually we both fell asleep. I don't know at what time exactly, but something woke me up. I realized that my girlfriend had stolen the covers, so I slowly tried to get them back. I was debating closing the window that was located right above our heads when I heard a long wail. It was drawn out and distorted. I could hear raspiness in the voice, as if she had been yelling for such a long time that her throat was getting ready to give out. I don't know if it was the scratchiness of her voice or what exactly, but it reminded me of an old creepy record playing over and over. My girlfriend started to stir and woke up. I was both excited and scared at the same time. A cold chill traveling down my spine just reinforced my fear. The wailing grew louder, making it seem like she was slowly heading towards us. There is a myth that if you hear the wails close, she's actually far away, but if you hear them far, she might be somewhere near you. My girlfriend half smiled and asked, "What is that?" Thinking I had asked my aunts to scare us. I just motioned for her to be quiet and listen, and she realized something was wrong. Another loud cry passed by, echoing inside the house. My girlfriend started shaking, terrified of what could be outside. I had my left arm under her head, and I could feel tears running down her face onto my arm. Each time a cry rang out, she would shake a little, and at the same time I would hold her close. The wails eventually came to a peak where it sounded as if she was outside our window. I pulled the covers over us, and we tried to remain as still as we could. The wailing eventually faded out, and we thought that she had gone. We attempted to stay up for a while longer to see if we heard anything else. But eventually, sleep took us over. I haven't been to Mexico ever since, but I'll never forget the crying wails of that woman.